Welcome. My name is Vicki Wallace. I am a light channel and quantum healer. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can process through viral infections, coughs and colds, and help support yourself a little bit more with tuning in with your body and creating energetic alignment through your grid systems, your mental, your emotion, your physical. Te kiterere kia. I have two children. Natasha is 24 and Sasha, she would be 19. She passed away February 23, and I raised them holistically. So when I chose to be a holistic mum, I had to learn other ways of dealing with our health. So the main thing for me when I was pregnant with Natasha, I chose a natural birthing antenatal classes. So they introduced me to osteopaths, homeopaths. My homeopath I've been with for probably about 24, 25 years. And now as a quantum healer and Natasha being an adult now, we both work within the spiritual realm with seeing the frequencies about illnesses within a body through the energetic fields. Over the years of raising kids holistically, I have learned a lot to do with the lemon and the properties of the lemon and how they can be useful when we are sick with a cold and viral infections. When you're holistic, you need to be ahead of the sickness. So you need to know your body and notice where you're at and where you're off. We have these solar storms happening at the moment, and they can throw us off with our emotions and mental pattern. And then we get drawn into this big influx of emotional release, and how that releases us through our body. So coming back to the lemon, if I just talk you through, which I will put a link to a blog about the lemon as well, so you can see the written description of how to use it. So the one thing that I do most with the lemon is a foot bath. So with the foot baths, you have a big bucket of water. We have these plastic tubs now that we can use for our laundry and camping and other activities. And it needs to be big enough to cover your calf muscles when your feet is within the bucket. I normally fill it and then I have a boil jug handy because you'll need to stay in it for a length of time and then you want to add more water to it. You scour the skin of the lemon while you're holding the lemon within the water. And what that does is it releases the oils from the skin of the lemon and not into the air, but into the water, so it stays in there. And then you cut the lemon in half and you squeeze the juice of the lemon into the water. You've got the bucket as full as you can get it so that when your feet are in it, it doesn't overflow everywhere. And you have a towel to wrap over your legs. You're keeping the steam around your legs. You're comfortable, you're warm. You want to have your feet and your legs in the water for at least 10 minutes if you can. If you are flu-like and you're feeling sick, just do it for as long as you feel comfortable. And when you've had enough or the water cools off, you can put more hot water in it. And then you have some towels around the bucket so that you can dry your feet. And one other good product that I use is Ancient Minerals Magnesium Lotion. And you can use the Opti MSM one, which is a spray, and that's got some other properties in it that allows for pain relief. So if you're flu-like and you're aching, that could be quite a good thing to provide your body because your body's going to be using it up a lot faster when you're sick. So I dry my feet and then I either spray that on the calf muscles. The high strength Opti MSM spray may cause a reaction with your skin, so that may not be that pleasant on the skin after you've been in a hot foot bath. You could try the lotion, which is a lower magnesium, and massage that in. It's still quite nice on the skin. The other is using a holding, like a carrier oil. I use almond oil. If you're allergic to nuts, you could use olive oil or get a small amount of jojoba oil. I have had an aromatherapist as part of my healthcare team for 20 odd years. My oils that I get off her are high strength medicinal value oils. Quite often the oils that we can get from the supermarket or some chemists are quite low quality and the properties are not as active in them. And when you're using medicinal aromatherapy oils, you do have to be less is more. You can get a reaction to them. And because your heart and your lymphatic system is trying to pump these virus and toxins out of your system, then you're adding in these aromatherapy oils, or you're adding in the lemon, or you're adding in other things. You're adding another layer to what your body's already working with. So you want to support the body without causing those heart palpitations, and then you feel quite queasy in the head and dizzy. Having a cooler shower is a good idea. Resting in bed with your legs up, so your legs are elevated on some pillows higher than your heart. If you're sick with a head cold, the lemon is good because you're working with the calf muscle, which is the lowest muscle south of your heart, and it's the biggest muscle, so that it's going to pump the blood back up to your heart, and it can help with the lymphatic flow of the toxins out of your body. The heredity care, and you make sure that you don't have too many things around you that can be distractions. Preempt the fact that you're going to have this time out, and you to just settle into your body in a way that you communicating with your body and you're relaxed in your bed or wherever it is that you're lying without the distractions. So you don't want the phone to ring. You've already organized your business so that you have this afternoon or you have this time to be sick. If you keep on going when you're sick, your body shuts the illness down and takes it away from where it can cause you the most harm, and that's generally our joints. And then when we stop with the busyness of what we're having to do on our to-do list, we then get hit with the brick wall. You've suddenly stopped and you can't go any longer. That's your body telling you, it can't do this without you. You need to stop and be present in your body and provide it the healing it needs, which is the rest and recuperation. On my website, vickiwallace.net, and look at blogs. I'll send the link in the information below for this, the details on the lemon foot bath. Another product that I use is with the aromatherapy oils is eucalyptus oil, and I put a dab of it neat on my manubrium where it meets the clavicle, because the lymphatics drain from your body here behind your clavicle and your first rib to go back into the lungs to be clean, to go back into the heart, to go back through the blood flow of the body, and the lower legs, the calf muscles, pump it up. You want to clear this area first, so you can massage either in the shower or massage with some oil that has just like a thimble or an egg cup of carrier oil, and maybe 1 or 2 drops at the most of eucalyptus or citrus oils. You could do rosemary in the morning because it wakes you up and it can recalibrate your rhythms, but you don't really want to be using it in the afternoon or the evening when you're settling down. So you could use rose, but that tends to be quite expensive, so they put it in a carrier oil. A nice one is lavender and mandarin. You always work from out to in, so legs up, arms in, back to the heart to provide the heart. While you're sitting with your feet in the foot bath, you could massage around the clavicle, massaging all around the armpit, all the way down the sternum and all in between the rib cage, because that's where our organs are underneath. So if you can go in between the rib cage, because the ribs will be quite tender, around the sternum will be quite tender. If you're coughing a lot, release all here. You can do lots of breathing exercises to open up your shoulder girdle. If you're sitting quite rounded, so your shoulder blades are coming forward, your scapulars are coming up and around, it all closes up and traps this area, which means it tightens down the back line and tightens across here. So brow, allowing that to release, jaws are allowing that to release, and down the sternum and across your scapula. You'll get a little bit more awareness of your structural alignment when you use your arms with your breath. So if we do a breathing exercise, I have my palms up and I have my arms out wide, shoulder height, not too far forward or not too far back, but shoulder height. If you have restrictions in your shoulders and arms and elbows and wrists, then you're just going to place them in this similar position, but as much as you can cope with. It's not about forcing your body to be there. The body will realign by tuning in with it and doing the repetitive action. Each time you do a similar action, the body remembers that patterns and allows for the flow, allows for it to go. So even just holding my arms out here, I can notice the difference of my connective tissue going up my right arm is quite tight, and then down the back of my head, because I've recently just been sick with a head cold, and it seems to be my right side is all clogged up with that still. So that tension is felt here and around my ear and down my jaw and under here. Coming back to the arms out wide, you've got the palms up and your feet are under your knees, feet on the ground. So you're going to breathe in. And as you're breathing in, you're opening this area up and bringing in a yawn. When we yawn, it's an involuntary action, so we can't shut our throat. So you're yawning and opening up the jaw, the neck, the front line, palms up. And when you're finished with that, you turn your palms over on the exhale and you bring them back down slowly to the side. Palms up, breathe in, yawn, fill up your chest area with the yawn. And when you can't yawn anymore, you turn your palms over, you release your breath, and you slowly bring your arms down to the side, and then you let them relax there for a bit, because what you're doing is holding the new position of your shoulder girdle for your scapula, for your clavicle, for your rib cage. Hey, lala, hikiriki, in alignment. If you just relax back to neutral, you flop out of it, and then your body doesn't have enough recalibration patterns with your brain to hold the new position. Laka terene here here ki tere hiki talaha kai hayalala hakai tere hiki hayalala hakai nalala hakai hayaharikia hayalakai. Okay, so coming back in for another breath, palms up. Breathing in with the yawn. Turn the palms over and slowly bring your arms back down to the side and then hold it there. As you can see, I've slightly sat forward on this one. I'm a bit more alert with my pelvis, my spine. You allow tuning into your body alignment, whether you're moving to the left or to the right or forward or back, and you're just noticing your body moving by itself as you come into center and you're communicating with it. So it starts to speak more. It's going to give you more information, more awareness, more alertness. One, because you're breathing and you're yawning. So you're yawning, it's like life goodness. It's gifting your body with life as you yawn and you breathe and you expand all of your body apart. It's rude to yawn because it's always assumed to be tired, but we're actually releasing energy when we're yawning. We're actually giving our body life force energy when we're yawning. So it's all a good thing. You could just cover it up, but don't stifle it. Okay, so third time, do it in sets of 3. Palms up, shoulder width apart. Okay, when you're ready, breathe in through the nose. Really full. And slowly, hands facing down and bringing arms slowly down to the side. Don't flop, control the muscles down, but you also you don't want tightness in the elbow joint or the shoulder joint. You want it to be like a stretch running through your arms. Okay, tuning into your pelvis, your body, your shoulder girdle. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So if I just go into body work a little bit more with how I was noticing my arms. So because we've done the exercise 3 times and I've yawned 3 times and I've done the palms down, I've moved my body. So now if I come back to when I first noticed my arms out wide, I was really tight and restrictive, like a twisting in the ligaments running down my arm and the muscle attachments. Now I've got far more freedom running through my arms. So therefore my limbs are free. So therefore, my heart is free, my organs, my rib cage will channel through. And then when I stand up and I walk, I'm going to, with gravity and body holding itself up to gravity, I will then release it throughout the rest of my body. Before I was noticing that area quite isolated and noticing. Now I'm more broader between left and right. Crown, ndalaki, tarako. I have movement happening in here. Okay, so recapping with the lymphatics and head colds, if you unblock the clavicle, and it's quite nice in the shower, and you've got a shower rose that can hit around that and give the water tapping vibration, you can tap as well. Less is more because your body is healing, so you don't want to overstimulate it. When we massage and when we are isolating our attention into a lymphatic point, we're encouraging it to activate but not work. It's activating enough so that it can release and work with other areas. If you keep massaging a point, you'll be over activating, and then the body will shut down because then it will have to work. Because you're sick, you want it to heal, you want it to release, you want it to release the toxins. Okay, so let's just ground back in. Lots of different points. Just doing some clearing of the shoulder girdle, the sternum, the clavicle. Bringing down the throat, the torso into your sit bones. The pelvic bowl. Down the legs, knees, ankles, feet. Feel the feet on the ground. If you look through some of my other YouTube videos, you've got 5 points of the foot for feet alignment and posture. That would be a good video to check in with. Structural alignment through our feet and how it sets up the fatty tissue and our ability to be upright with the different structural alignment within our upper body through how we've lived our life, our injuries, our trauma, physical and mental. It changes the way our body structure is, and it's all fed from our feet. The feet realign to how the flow goes and comes back. 5 points of the foot. You got under the pad of the heel, from the pad of the heel to the ball of the little toe up the lateral edge, then across the balls of the toe, from the little toe to the big toe. And then from the big toe to the pad of the big toe, and then the pad of the big toe. The heel, the lateral edge, the balls, the big pad of the big toe. Bring up some spirals up your legs into your knee, into your pelvis, out your shoulder girdle. Breathe in deeply. Turn your palms over. Slowly down to the side. Stay in that position, don't flop. Okay, whirlwind supplements for healthcare, as well as just helping you provide some support to your body. Always use a medical practitioner. This is just another little trinkets to help you support yourself a little bit more. I'll talk to you again. Take care. Bye.